Happy New Year, everybody! We're going to ignore the fact that it is April and nowhere near New Year's anymore. But I have reasons for that occurring. Mostly it's that I have re-recorded this same voiceover so many times. Even today, I have done a bunch of re-recording, including I just, a moment ago, I spent a whole 15 minutes talking, and I had forgotten to hit the record button. Yay! Go me. I'm so good at my job. No, I am good at my actual job, my real job. I'm very good at my real job. But in this case, I fucked up. Whoopsie doodle. As I choke on spit, I am very good at what I do. So, welcome to a Speedpaint. First time in a hot second I've done one of those. Mostly because I did intend to post this back in January. I had other videos also worked on. I did post one. I posted two in February for Valentine's Day, but that was a different case because that was holiday related. I did intend to, but I got caught up by this little thing called perfectionism. I know, shocking. And it didn't happen. Which is funny because the original version of this voiceover that I originally recorded back in January that I couldn't use because the audio was absolutely garbage. Note to anyone, typically don't record your voiceover in your video editing software. Typically you can't export it in a way that allows you to do your equalizing edits to it. Learned that one the hard way. And my original video was gonna be talking about like, oh, my goals for the years is to just get back into the joy of making things, to be less perfectionistic, which I have been working on. I am proud to say I have been getting better. I have been sharing work in progresses and stuff again on my Blue Sky, which is something I stopped doing for a really long time. I don't know what it is, but for some reason in my head, I was always just like, no, if it's not a fully completed picture, what's the point of sharing it? So I kind of stopped sharing all of my sketches, and I stopped sharing, like, work in progresses. And it's like, Avi, don't share every single thing you draw to the internet. That is not a healthy mindset. I used to have that mindset as well, and that was an equally unhealthy mindset. But it was getting to the point where I wasn't sharing anything because I wasn't happy with anything, because I was just like, no one wants to see this. And so I'd severely stopped working on anything. Like, I would still occasionally, like, draw. Like, I draw all the time. Not all the time, because health issues, and work. My work schedule shifted, so that also impacted things because I no longer had as much time to draw as I used to. And plus, I have other hobbies that I partake in. Like, I do a lot of, like, candy for, like, beads, and then I also do, like, crochet. Like, I finished a couple of really cool bags recently, which I also have to edit those videos. Whoopsie. I have a lot of crafting videos, too. Like, I have a backlog of videos to be edited and worked on. I have like at least 20 videos to work on, to post, that I just haven't done because editing, for the record, is my least favorite part of the video making process. I will film and I will make things, but then I have to get to my editing and I'm like, how do I make this watchable? How do I make this enjoyable? And that's one of the reasons I wanted to start doing more voiceovers of just kind of talking, chatting, gabbing, yapping, whatever the fracky you want to call it. Which is one of the reasons this video took so long, is because I really wanted to put the voiceover to it. And it was already taken so long at this point, I was like, there's no, like, sure, could I have just added my music to it and posted it like a normal Speedpaint that I've done so many times in the past? Sure. But I wouldn't have been happy with that. But I finally have gotten off my bum And I finally ordered a new microphone after a year of having a broken microphone, because that was one of the issues with getting this voiceover done. Is I also was trying to use the microphone I use for streaming, and for whatever reason it kept making the audio really weird when I was recording it, which was so strange because it's fine in streams, but then when I went to go do a voiceover, it's like, what if no? You don't get to have a nice crispy voiceover. And I'm like, why? Just because. So here we are with that. And then I recorded a voiceover earlier, and I was holding the mic way too close to my face, because this mic is a little more quiet, I suppose, than my normal mic was. My old mic, I used to be able to like sit halfway across the room and shout at it, and I was fine. And it would pick up every tiny bit of traffic outside my house. This one's a little better about that, which is great, because that's one of my biggest gripes whenever I would record a video or something. I have had so many voice recordings that I have recorded to do videos with, and then I scrap them because of all the traffic, which you can probably hear a little bit of it right now. But that was one of my goals for this year, is to be a little less perfectionistic about that aspect. And it's hard when you've got it in your head that everything needs to be XYZ. And I think that's just one of the downsides of creating, is sometimes you just really want to fit in a little bubble and like, I need to perform to this point. And I know for me specifically, at least, I have a lot of like stuff left over from when I was in art school that left me a little bit more harsh on myself about certain things that aren't necessarily as needed, because I'm not doing art as like a professional fine arts illustrator or something like that. I don't work for a studio. I just do freelance work online, and I draw for myself. And I draw for fun and for the sake of making things. And I have one friend, he's always on my case about how much of a perfectionist I get about my work. And he'll be like, shakes you, but I'm gonna shake him right back, because he's equally as negative on himself. And I'm posting his fucking blue sky on my video, and his link will be below, because you should go follow him, because he's awesome. But Aster is just as bad as I am about getting on himself about his artwork, and I think it's just a common thing for artists too. It's just to be like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not doing well enough, I'm not posting enough, kind of thing, or this is all I'm good at. And like, he can get sad on himself, and I just want to take his face and I'm going to shove it in his pictures, because his color work is amazing, his anatomy is so nice, and he makes such pretty glossy images. Like, I love his art. My iPad's background for my lock screen has been a drawing he did for my birthday a few years ago of Ruin Eclipse. It has been my lock screen this entire time. My phone background is also a drawing he did. It's a picture of Aurelius being a sexy merman, because I fucking love it. And he's so good at his art, but he gets so down on himself sometimes, and I just want to shake his little brain. But the same is for me. Like, it's a constant fight of, I need to make this perfect, even though it doesn't need to be perfect. Like, an example is, I have a comic I do, and I drew full backgrounds. No one's going to see these backgrounds. I made more work for myself, but I still did it, because I like to. Because sometimes being a perfectionist also means taking unnecessary steps, which is funny, because I also take a lot of steps to make my life easier. Like, I use an auto action to color my line work. Instead of manually coloring my line work, I have an auto action that I'll use for it. And Fill Bucket, my beloved. I have never understood the method of like lassoing in your colors. I have never understood that, but I think that also comes from the fact that my line art itself is very crisp. Also, I'm putting another shout out because it's my video. Go follow Minty. I love her. She designed Kai's Demon King outfit, which I fucking love. Even if I don't draw it as detailed as she designed it, It's amazing, and I love her. Go follow her. She's amazing. I love my friend's art. I want you to know that. I would eat their art if it was physically able to sustain me. I would just print their artwork out and just eat it and go nom 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 because I can. But I know for myself, it's just like, I always get in my head, it's like, it's not good enough XYZ, and it's like, I try to do better, but it's like, at the same time, I'll push myself, and then I make myself upset. But it's like, at the same time, there's a balance to it, because I don't want to be too lax on myself, because I still want to be able to make art that I find good, which is why I still take the extra steps on some things. Like, one of the things I don't do as often is, I don't always go in and fill all the little gaps left by the paint bucket, because my line art is crispy enough sometimes that I can just get away with making a fill layer behind the colors and everything, and it just fills it in with the line art color. And typically that actually looks pretty decent. And it's been working for years for me. I don't know, I think I started doing that like in 2021 or something like that. I've been doing it for a while, but it works. And that's just one of the things about the more you draw, you find those little things that work for you. And I'm trying to find a balance to be able to put out pictures that I consider finished enough, that I'm happy, but I'm not making myself frustrated by overworking them, because that is a big problem I do. Like, one of my big things is I hate my line art I hate my work when it's just flats and line art. But sometimes I don't really want to do a fully shaded piece. And I'm working on finding compromises for myself with that. So like with this image, I ended up just doing highlights and these like airbrushed shadows, not the fully defined shadows that I will normally do on a piece. Like, I tend to do a more cell shaded style on most of my illustrations, and then I have 1001 overlay layers to adjust all of my colors because I'm absolutely feral and insane and my iPad wishes I would stop. Like, a recent illustration I did had over 102 layers, and it was for something that I could have drawn a simple prompt for. But, you know, as much as I say that I need to stop trying to be so hard on myself about certain things, I also am gonna keep pushing myself and just trying to find that balance between too much effort on myself, but not like, just, I want to make things I like. I want to create things. And I want to be happy with the things I make. And that's what I've been working on for the past couple months, is finding that balance of good enough. Doesn't have to be perfect. It can just be good. Hey, look, I did the 1001 overlay layers here too. I didn't realize I did that on this picture, considering. But you know, habits die hard. I say as I've recorded this voiceover at least 20 times. I'm not going to be a perfectionist, Bun says. And then I do this. At least I'm consistent. And I'm persistent. So, 4 months late. Happy New Year. Do you have any fun goals for this year? Are you getting any of your goals worked on? I know I've been working on mine. Yarn stash going down. Getting more art done that I'm happy with. And with that, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you in the credits. A big thank you to my Patreon supporters, Submissive Dirg and Piero of Mel. Thank you guys so much for your support. And thank you for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!